Hello, this is Chelsea, and I'm going to show you how to do Kindle publishing. So just give me switch screens. So I have it here already on the page. This is the self-publishing Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. So you would need to have an account with them in order to begin with. Let's click here. Sorry, the internet's having a little bit of issues right now, which I don't understand. So this is what the screen looks like. Create your KDP account, and there's supposed to be a sign-in, which is up here. And there you go. So it gives you the sign-in page. You click. Well, actually, because I already have one, but so we'll just show you from mine that I already have. It's asking me to approve my notification, which usually it doesn't ask me that question. I don't know why this time it's questioning me. Second, to figure out what's going on. Problems on this laptop. Okay. What's wrong with this? Okay, what is going on here? Right, so this is what the page is going to look like when you do your Kindle e-publishing. It's going to give you a bookshelf. Now, if you click here, it will give you the ability to create your ebook. So if you already have the details for your ebook, you can start actually filling it in. It will automatically show English here, but you can change it to whatever language you need to if necessary. Now, book title, this is where you're going to type your title, and if you have a subtitle, you should type it in as well. Now, I'll let you know, you actually cannot change the book title if you publish it as a paperback book. the ebook, it seems to allow you to still do some change. Now, series, if you try to add series, you have to make sure that the title is already put in first. Otherwise, it's not going to let you do anything. This is good if you already have planned other books that you want to make published. If you already have them written, then you can start using this option. Otherwise, you just move on. Edition number is part of that collection that you can also indicate which book number it is for. Author, now that would be you, unless it's somebody else that is doing the book publishing. Contributors, if you have any. Now your description. This is the book description that you're going to find on the back of your book. So this is where you would type it in. And you need this in order for people, when they read the Amazon page, they will know what the book is about. And you only have up to 4,000 characters to write in. Publishing rights. I usually click own the copyright, hold necessary publishing rights unless it's public domain work. And you can always check these blue highlighted words to find out more information. In terms of keywords, now this would be your search engine optimization. When you do searches online, these are the keywords that you want to make sure that it's picking up in order for people to know about your book. Then it will give you instructions of how you can choose the keywords. Another way you can do is to review your whole book and find out where are the keywords that you really want to highlight for people to notice your book. Because the thing is, with the keywords in this page, you can only put in those that are related to your book. If the words are not in your book, it actually will not allow you to save those keywords in here. And you only get up to 7 boxes and how much characters it fits. Now, every time I put in a word, I actually add a comma between each one and spacing, because that's how it will read it. In categories, this is where you set up exactly where your book belongs, and you only get 2 choices. So you can choose fiction, nonfiction, juvenile fiction, juvenile nonfiction, comics and graphic novels, education and reference, and literary collections and non-classifiable. Now, I don't know why it's not showing properly, but when you click on it, it's supposed to have a plus sign actually right beside, and it's not showing properly. But as you can see, when you click on it, it will give you more options. Like this is supposed to show a plus sign box. So when you click on it, it will actually give you additional options to choose from. Now you need to know exactly where your book is in order for it to produce income for you. Now the other thing, next step is age and grade range. Now this is normally, they start out with children's age. So specifically you're writing for children books, it can start as low as baby and go all the way up to 18 years old maximum. If you're writing for adult book, you just choose this 18 plus and it will automatically, as you can see, choose 18 plus here. Now, it also gives you the US grade range, which starts from preschool and ends with grade 12, and that's the maximum limit that it will go. Now pre-order, you have the option to choose if you want to have your book pre-ordered or not. Because if you do, then what happens is you're able to have people buy it when it's not published yet. And if you don't, then you just leave it until you're ready. Now, you have the option to save it as a draft or continue. But the only thing is you cannot save it as a draft if you have not completed this form. That's the only thing. So we're going to go back to the bookshelf, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one that I already have. For example, I don't know why the screen is not showing properly, but usually it will show you the picture of the cover here, and then the book title plus the author name. And then, as you can see, Kindle ebook is live right now, and the paperback copy is live. Plus it tells you the submission date of when it's sent. Now the thing is, you need to know the timing for this. It does say 72 hours, but I need to let you know ebooks are always done faster than the paper copy. It takes more time for them to review the paperback. Now, as you can see, there's a price here. It's actually the price that I set for my ebook and the paper book, so on. And you have the ISN number, ISBN number, which here is showing as this ASIN instead. And you can view it on Amazon, which I can show you, for example. And again, the page is having a problem. I don't know, like this connection has some issue for some reason. So you can see here, it's ebook, it has the author's name, and then it will show you the option to look at my web page. I have to refresh it. You can look inside, and that's not supposed to be like that. There's something definitely screwed up with the browser. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, it's supposed to show like this, where it shows you the cover and then some content inside is a sample. That's the Kindle copy. The paperback is also very similar. Again, there's something screwed up about this browser. Now, it also tells you the price, and it's on Kindle Unlimited. Now, here's your summary right here for the book. The age, the print length is 31 pages, and the language and the grade level. And then it gives you the link to your author page. If you have an author page already set up, that's where it's going to give you a preview when it's supposed to say a summary about your biography, which you can see down here about the author. Then you have product details here as well. And then underneath would be your customer reviews. Now, because this is Canada, I don't have anybody from Canada review this book, but I do have an American version, because I've checked before, and I actually have 3. Again, the page is having some issues. And there you go. You have 3 reviews. Now we're going to go back to the bookshelf, where it says Kindle ebook actions, promote and advertise, and then paperback actions. It shows order author copies. This only shows after you've already published your book. Now I'm going to show you one that has not been published yet, just because it's easier for me to show you how to do it. You can also save as a draft. So let's do this. For example, I'll choose this one. Since I have not finished doing this yet, I can still show you the process. So it takes you to the page, like I said, book title goes here. And then you have my name, which is author, and the description goes here. As you can see, it tells you how many more you have left, and I highlighted on own copyright, and this is the example of the keywords that I'm showing you. Of course, you should try to add as many as you can. Then examples of categories and the age. And then pre-order and save and continue. Tells you it's done. And now you're on the ebook content page. Now it gives you digital rights management. If you want to protect your book, then you would click yes. Normally I just choose no. And this is where you upload ebook manuscript. And here it actually tells you what documents you're allowed to use. Recommended formats is docx, EPUB, and KPF, which I don't even know what this KPF is. But if you see this full list here, it will actually tell you more formats that you can actually use for KDP. As you can see, they take HTML, MOBI, rich text format, plain text, and PDF, which I tried to use the PDF, but I don't know what happened because it didn't work. Now, Kindle ebook cover, you have an option to choose. You can use their cover creator and create a cover that they have provided. But I don't usually like using their stock images because it's very limited. Or you can use your own, but you can only upload JPEG or TIFF when it comes to ebook. And then you have the launch previewer. So when you have actually uploaded your manuscript, it will allow you to launch the previewer and show you what the book looks like in Kindle. And it also asks for ISBN number, which normally you don't require. Now what I can do is I can show you what it looks like if you were to do the previewer page, because after that I cannot continue with this one because it's not finished. Or the other option is I can put one in temporarily, which doesn't belong to this. I can show you that. So there's a continue setup. So let's do this. I'm going to just choose one so that you have a chance to see what the process actually looks like when I do upload. Otherwise, I'm going to have to republish one I've already done, which I prefer not to do right now. So let's choose something we can work with. I'm very limited on documents in this particular PC. So for example, let's do this. This is actually the story, but it's not quite finished. In other words, I'm not really ready to publish it. Now, I don't have the actual cover for this book yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily use another cover just so that you have an idea of what it's going to look like when I actually use the Kindle. Just give me a moment to look for something that I can use, because right now I have very limited resources on this that I can work with. Most of my stuff is on another computer. All right, we'll just use something that's totally different, that's not even related to this book for now, just so I can show you. And of course, it's showing an error. Why is it an error? Because you have to have 1000 pixels and 625 pixels width. So what I'm going to need to do is find one that actually matches the Kindle, because apparently it's not going to work unless I do. So let's do this. I'm going to use this one for now. So Amazon is actually a little bit fussy about height and length. That's the other thing I need to let you know. When you do publish your paperback copy, you have to have at least 24 pages if you set it on premium. For ebooks, you don't have to have that many pages in order for you to publish. So it's much more flexible. Now, after this is processed, it will actually give you a preview of the cover if you want to wait for it to show, because it's not going to let you do too much. You can always launch the previewer anyway to check, and it will start preparing the file to let you see it. Just letting you know, the ebook version is a lot faster than if you're doing it in paper copy, because the paper copy takes a lot longer. Now this one, for some reason, it crashed. Sometimes the Kindle reader actually does crash. Now, as you can see, the cover is added. So you can see it there. And now this is what it looks like. So when you look at the preview, you will start seeing the cover on the first screen. And then if you want, you can look at every page to see how it's going to look like. So for this one, because I don't have any pictures in this, it's pretty much just the text, as you can see. And it's showing how many pages, 116. Now this one, usually what I do is I add the cover in the document itself so that it will be the last page of the ebook. Otherwise, there's not going to be a back cover at all, which I'm going to show you. See, it looks like this at the end for this one because there's no other content after the story. So after that, we go back to the book details in order to go back to the bookshelf. Now it will let you save and continue to go on. Now you go to the ebook pricing, and here you can enroll into KDP. Once you click this, it will automatically allow you to use KDP. And territories is automatically set in all territories. Marketplace, you can change it if you want to. I've already preset mine for .com. But just letting you know, these are the only marketplaces that Amazon provides your book on. So if your country is not listed there, then you're not able to sell it in that country. Now for me, I usually choose my royalties at 70% because I want the maximum amount of money that I can get from Amazon. And for the list price, you have to make sure you choose between $2.99 to $9.99 in order for you to actually be able to produce income. Fortunately, they don't allow you to choose more than that. As you can see, delivery fee, if it's 35%, it's zero. And your royalty here is 35% of the book rate. And delivery, when 70%, is 2 cents. And your royalty is this amount here, which doesn't seem like much. It's a US maximum number. As you can see, in certain countries, you get more. And then you can publish, which I'm not going to do because this book is technically not finished. Because once you publish, it's going to actually give you a message that's going to tell you that's going to take 72 hours and it's done. And it's going to be the same result as what I showed you earlier, which is going to show up in your bookshelf. So in this case, I saved it as a draft so that I have a copy of it already set up for me for next time when I need to actually finish it. I can kind of show you another one that I've already done so that you can see what it looks like. Because normally when you save it will look like, it will show you complete like this. And then it will show you the enrollment has been done. It will look like this page here. And then here, 72 hours available purchase. So if I publish it, you'll see it says done. And then it gives you this, congratulations. It takes 72 hours, but done. And the paperback copy actually is similar. When it finishes, it will give you the same thing. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like for the paperback copy setup. Because again, we're going to use this one. I already set up a draft. I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. So for your paperback copy, it's very similar, but the only difference is you cannot change this book title. Once you type the book title in, it's going to be there forever. So make sure that the title is what you want it to say. Again, it shows series and edition number, your author name, and then contributors and description. In description, you could still add as many words as needed. Again, publishing rights, their keywords and categories. And now this is different. You can choose large print. And adult content, I would say no, because my book is a children's book. Then I would save and continue. Now for paperback content, it gives you print ISBN number. You have the option to get one from Amazon and just get free KDP ISBN number. It will automatically assign you one that they have created. This actual book about God's favor, this ISBN number here, I'm going to show you the paperback copy. So this ISBN number here that you see on the page is actually from Amazon, and it will actually tell you publisher independently published and the date. So for myself, because I registered with ISBN distributor, somebody that actually does release ISBN numbers, then I put my own into the box, and the imprint will be my name instead of saying independently published. Now, publication date will actually show up once it's being published. Right now, there isn't any. It just says your live Amazon date will be used. Now, this is the printing options. You have black and white with cream, and black and white with white paper, and standard color interior with white paper, and premium color interior with white paper. I usually use the premium one because that one actually allows you with the least number of pages for your paperback. So in case you don't have enough pages for the standard color, then you choose the premium, you only need to put 24 pages. If you choose the standard, it will actually require many more pages, which I think it's 72 or something. I'm not sure now what it was, but it will tell you once you choose it. So I usually just go with the premium, because most of the books I have are more than 24, but they're less than the standard. Now trim size here is it's automatically set on a certain setting. In this case, I chose a different setting than what it normally chooses. So you can choose your own, whatever you want your book to be. Now bleed, I usually choose no bleed because Amazon's a bit fussy. If you want to actually add a bleed, then you're going to need to use it in a PDF format, and you need to know what bleed measurements and everything in order to actually make it work. Otherwise, it's going to give you a bit of issues. I just do this because it's much easier. And then paperback cover finish. You can choose matte or glossy. If you want your reader to pay more money, then you would be choosing glossy. Otherwise, if you don't need it, just choose matte. Now it asks you for manuscript. It tells you what kind you can use. Normally I use PDF because I'd rather keep my books the way they are. I don't really like the idea of it showing up incorrectly. But for this case, because I don't have a copy that's in PDF format with images, I'm just going to upload the doc version so that you have an idea what it's going to look like. And see if I can find my manuscript for this book. Otherwise, I have to choose something else to show you as an example. There we are. No, you have to use PDF for sure for the cover. You have a choice again to use the cover creator or use your own, which I prefer to use my own. Now for this one, you actually have to have the actual accurate measurements for the cover in order for you to upload the cover. Otherwise, it's not going to work. I usually use InDesign to create my book covers. Let's see if I have any on here or not, because otherwise I'm going to have to find one. Just give me a second to check and see if I can find a cover that I can use temporarily. Okay, let's use one of these, since I don't have what I'm looking for. As you can see here, it gives you an error message. It has to be 24 pages minimum. Otherwise, it doesn't work. This process takes longer usually for it to upload when it's a print copy, especially the manuscript. So what I'm going to do, because I don't have that one, I'm just going to have to use documents. I'm going to try the cover again because this one is not the right one. Here's another one. These are not the right ones for the book, but I have to show you examples. Because I can always change them later on. So after it shows, it's going to show you the cover here. It's usually 2 pages. So we're going to do the lunch preview. This is a part where it takes a bit of time for it to actually read it over and process it for you. Depending how big your book is, it can take a long while. So you're going to do something else while you're waiting. This book actually is not as long as some of the others. Just going to go back to this. I'm going to show you if it lets me. Still not working properly. Let's go. It's supposed to give you a preview of what it looks like with the 2 front and back. So that's the front. This is the previous one I had before, which it has not updated yet. But the back cover here, this is the original one. I've also updated it too. But what it's going to do is it's going to give you a preview of the front and the back together as one whole page, because you have to save your PDF as that. Now it looks like it's finished. So for example, because this is not the right one, and obviously the images are too big, this is coming off the page. They cut off the cover because it doesn't match the size of this book actually. But anyway, this is, for example, the right side is always the front cover and the left side is the back cover. And you can see the ISBN number here at the bottom. Your copyright should be on the left side of it. And these dashed lines is actually the indication of where it would cut off necessarily. So you just need to make sure that everything you have is inside of this so that it doesn't get cut off. Then you can check the inside of your book. Normally for this print copy, it will always give you a blank page on the left side right after the cover. And then whatever comes next is always after that. So keep that in mind when you're producing your book. Now we're just going to go to the back side. As you can see, this is the end of my book. So it has a blank page at the end. Now it's again something like Amazon will automatically put pages sometimes into your book just to make sure that it balances out. And then what you would do is you would approve your book. And once approved, it will automatically take you here and it will give you now your printing cost and the summary. So this is where you save and continue. It gives you the automatic pricing for all platforms that it's going to be on. And how you now you get the paperback rights in printing. And as you can see, it says complete in progress. Territories, you can change it if you want. I usually just leave it at all. And then your primary marketplace. And then you have your pricing, royalty, and distribution, where you can put in your minimum amount that you want and make sure that's within what they have recommended. So for example, I'm just going to put $14.99, and the price, the printing cost is showing. Amazon automatically gives you 60% for print and will show you the royalty. Now expanded distribution, this is if you want to have your books available for sale in other bookstores outside of Amazon, which I would recommend if you want people to buy it aside from this. But the price is only 40% rate, and the royalty is what it shows here. This only is available in certain marketplaces. Unfortunately, Amazon doesn't have it available for everyone. And then it takes up to 72 hours. And if you publish your book, again, it will give you that message that you saw, which I'm not going to do because this is not the finished book. I don't want it to be published this way. Otherwise, people are going to see and wonder why it doesn't match. So I'm just going to save it as draft. That's pretty much the end process for your paperback copy. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning of the bookshelf, because here you can tell there is also the option to make hardcover, which is in beta version, and it's actually new. It hasn't been used before. I actually haven't used this option, but I could, since I already have books in other formats already. And you can also create and manage series. Now this I can show you, I already have series. Let's go to click on it. Okay, this is what it looks like. Series titles, you can title the series whatever you want. And you can choose ordered or unordered, and it will tell you by image, 1, 2, 3, for example, and the description. Then you submit the updates. So I'm going to show you an example of one that I've already done that is considered as a series and what it's going to look like when you do for this one example. So when it's in a series, it will show you book in, and it will tell you the series title, and then just above the actual book. Now you can manage your series, because the series for this one is particularly live. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. See, this is how it looks like when it's already been saved. Series description, edit series, manage series. This one only shows this book. And you can also click related content, and it shows you the other books in the series. The tricky thing is it doesn't really let you put the order the way you want it in one way. But this is what it looks like when you're doing a series. And if you need to find a book, you can always use the search and type in the title in order to get to that page. You can also view titles in series as well. and it will let you show, or you can scroll to the bottom of this and go through the pages of books that you have available. Now, you can also do marketing with your books, which, for example, I already have, like this, promote and advertise. Let's click one of these to let you see. Because mine is already enrolled. This is what it looks like when it's enrolled. You can manage it, or you can do an ad for a free book or a Kindle countdown deal, or run an ad and choose the marketplace. Once you choose one, you can only do one at a time. You can't do two. And you also have this A+ content as well. And then it says earn royalties from Global Fund. It gives you a little message here as well. If you have any problems, you need to talk to Amazon. And you can tell here promotions for this book. This one has already been done before. So I would be able to do another one if I wanted to. But I'm not going to right now. You can manage your enrollment. See, it's automatically reduced, so you can cancel. You can also find out more about KDP Select. You can read that on your own time. So that is pretty much how you would do your publishing. So that's the end of this. Because there are other things you can do. You can check out your reports as well, but I'm not going to mention that in this video. So I hope that this is helpful for you, and thank you for watching. Hey.